As counties work to keep up with the demand for vaccines, the state now considering changing up its tier system and when people would be eligible to get their shots. Looking back on the life and legacy of baseball legend Hammer and Hank Aaron.
Winter is coming. I'm tracking 2 cold storms, how much rain and snow you can expect with each one. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Welcome, you guys. Happy Friday. I'm Virginia Cha. I am joined this morning by my co-anchor Jim Patton and 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry. Good to see you guys. We'll be with you in just a moment. But first, we want to start with the latest out of Washington, D.C., where the impeachment trial of President Trump could begin as early as next week. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer say the House will send over the impeachment article on Monday. That would officially start the trial process, but the timeline still needs to be worked out. GOP Senate Leader Mitch McConnell is pushing for a mid-February start date, and we'll let you know. This is new today. The sports world mourning the passing of legendary baseball player Hank Aaron. The Atlanta Braves announcing the news this morning. That's the team Aaron played for when he made history, breaking Babe Ruth's home run record. But Aaron once said he wanted to leave behind a legacy bigger than baseball. As reporter Mike Galanos tells us, he did just that.
His nickname was the Hammer, and how appropriate. With a bat in his hand, Hank Aaron was considered by many to be the best who ever played the game. By the time his Major League Baseball career ended in 1976, Aaron had set 13 records, including most games, at-bats, total bases, and RBI. But it is his 715th home run on April 8, 1974, for which he will be remembered most.
Henry Aaron is the all-time home run leader now.
That was the home run which broke the record previously held by Yankees legend Babe Ruth. But what should have been the crowning achievement in his Major League career was instead filled with hate and anger. On the way to one of the most sacred of baseball's records, Aaron received death threats, thousands of pieces of racist hate mail, and was taunted daily at the ballpark. He said it took a long time to get over the bitterness he felt at the way he was treated.
People resented that very much so. You know, the time was not ready. The country was not ready. So, you know, I had to accept that.
He was born Henry Louis Aaron in Mobile, Alabama, during the height of the Depression, and his passion was baseball. So after quitting high school, Aaron signed with the Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro American League. In 1952, he was signed by the Boston Braves, and 2 years later became a regular in the outfield at the age of 20. It was the beginning of a career that would span 23 years. When Aaron became eligible for the Hall of Fame in 1982, his name was on over 97% of the ballots. Upon his retirement, Aaron moved into the Braves front office as the director of player development and later became senior vice president. Aaron's legacy continues to thrive both on and off the field. His Chasing the Dream Foundation gives grants to help children study the performing arts as well as sports. In 1999, Major League Baseball unveiled the first Hank Aaron Award, given to the best hitters in each league.
God gives people certain talent to do certain things, but he also expects you to go beyond your talent sometime. And if you go out and try to work hard to prevail, that's what life is all about.
That was Mike Galanos reporting. And this morning, the Padres also paying their respects. They put out this tweet calling Aaron a true legend and a Hall of Famer on and off the field. Hank Aaron was 86 years old.
Well, after confusion, delays, and shortages, California health officials discussing the possibility of making changes to who should get the vaccine first. ABC 10 News reporter Natale Holmes tells us age could be a leading factor in making adjustments to the vaccine distribution system.
State officials are discussing whether it makes sense to move away from the tier system and come up with a more age-based plan to distribute the vaccines. San Diego is currently in Tier 1A, and that includes healthcare workers and people ages 75 and over.
I think that age is probably going to be a big driver. That's what the UK did. That's what a lot of other states are doing, is they're just going by age.
That is Stanford epidemiologist Dr. Yvonne Maldonado. She is a member of the state's COVID-19 vaccine safety review group. Switching things up could be a move to mitigate the worst effects of the pandemic. As of Tuesday, people ages 61 and over account for 65% of all ICU admissions around the state. This same group accounts for 83% of deaths, according to the state's Vaccine Advisory Committee. With more than 4 million people ages 65 and over living in California, over 8 million doses would need to be distributed, but that exceeds the number of doses being used in Tier 1A of the current system. San Diego County official leaders are hopeful after getting a large shipment of vaccine doses this week to help with the demand. As of right now, there is not any plans of changing the priority of who gets the vaccine, but the state's Department of Public Health says they, quote, regularly talk to groups about how to make the vaccine distribution more equitable and efficient. Nate Holmes, ABC 10 News.
Well, the mayor of National City is trying to convince residents to get vaccinated by being one of the test subjects for Johnson & Johnson's new vaccine. ABC 10 News reporter Jared Aarons spoke to her this morning and found that she is excited about what this new vaccine could mean for the future.
Johnson & Johnson's vaccine only needs one dose, and it can be stored at regular temperatures, meaning it's easier to distribute to lots of people. UC San Diego runs this vaccination trial site here in National City, where Mayor Alejandra Sotelo Solis hopes to show that vaccine is safe and it works.
Knowing that a one and done vaccine shot can mean more people can get vaccinated, and we can reach herd immunity a lot faster. And that's what we want to get to.
Friday, Mayor Sotelo Solis had a blood draw and a temperature check. It's been 70 days since she got the shot. Her only side effects were a little soreness and a headache after the injection.
No tail has grown, no tentacles have come out of my body. I'm good, feeling healthy, feeling happy, and ready to help people continue to feel confident in the vaccine.
Johnson & Johnson hopes to submit their trial results for FDA emergency approval next week. Early results show it's 90% effective. 10 News took an in-depth look at the vaccine earlier this week, explaining how it differs from the Pfizer and Moderna shots. This is a viral vector vaccine, where code from the COVID spike proteins are put into a harmless virus and then injected into your body. The immune system then learns how to make antibodies to fight it and how to fight the coronavirus if you ever get infected.
There's a vaccine was developed for Zika, using this technology, for Ebola, using this technology, for HIV, using this technology. Now, none of those have been widely used, but we're pretty familiar with the technology and pretty comfortable about how it works.
Mayor Sotelo Solis has follow-up appointments for the next 2 years as part of the study to track the vaccine's effectiveness. She hopes her example will convince other people in National City to get a vaccine, because county data shows this area is one of the hardest hit by the coronavirus. In National City, Jared Aarons, ABC 10 News.
There is some optimism over a possible leveling off of the surge in cases. San Diego County is reporting more than 1,100 new infections, but that's the lowest number the county has seen in more than a month. Still, Public Health Officer Dr. Wilma Wooten says it's important not to jump the gun.
We only have 2 days of the lowest numbers, but we need a longer trend. So we will cautiously watch those numbers and continue to vaccinate.
Wooten says she wishes more people would follow the public health orders involving mask wearing and social distancing. Virginia.
Thank you, Jim. President Biden will spend his second full day in office focusing on the economic crisis brought on by this pandemic. He's expected to sign more executive orders addressing the crisis. President Biden has said he believes the economy will not fully recover until the pandemic is under control. The first order would expand the country's food assistance programs by 15%, making it easier for Americans to qualify. That comes as an estimated 42 million Americans face food shortages during the pandemic. Another executive order will bump up minimum wage for federal employees and contractors to $15 an hour. That order directs agencies to determine which workers are earning below that amount and develop rules to ensure they are not paid less than $15 an hour. Contractors would also have to provide emergency paid leave to their employees.
Lots of weather to talk about. Let's get out to Megan Perry. And Megan, kind of exciting time here. I'm looking forward to the weekend.
I know, me too, and even more so next week. A lot of active weather headed our way. So as we get you outside to our ABC 10 News Skycams in El Cajon, certainly looks like a storm is brewing, doesn't it? But it is still well up to the north of us. That is the first of 2 storms that will be impacting our county today, actually through over the next several days. So maybe a few sprinkles between now and 6, but after 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, there will be a chance for a few isolated, mostly light showers. And then through the day tomorrow, we'll see scattered shower activity. With this first storm, we're looking at about 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch for the coast and inland neighborhoods, maybe an inch of rain for the mountains, but we're mostly going to see snow there. And with the second storm, an additional 1/2 inch to potentially 2 inches of rainfall. That is going to be a much more potent storm coming in with much lower snow levels. But just with this first one, a winter weather advisory in effect for 10 o'clock tonight until 10 o'clock tomorrow night above 4,000 feet, which does include Julian. We're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow there and above 5,000 feet for areas like Mount Laguna, Palomar, and Lookout Mountain, 3 to 8 inches of snowfall. And we're talking about potentially feet or more of snow with the next storm. I'll pinpoint the details of that one in your full forecast.